on one.
U saf l-axħar għandi miegħi l-ewwel Malti li daħal fil-hit parade Ingliża. Dan huwa Lukas woodenman. Kemm il-darba konna nikkomunikaw permezz tal-Facebook page CLINT on one. Kemm il-darba semmejtu ħalluna l-kummenti tiegħu. Imma llum bi pjaċir ngħidilkom li qiegħed magħna hawnhekk live.
Thank you.
L-ewwel mistoqsija u l-iktar waħda importanti għalija mill-mistoqsijiet kollha li ħansaqsik. Kif inti, John?
Alive and kicking.
Prost.
That's about it, Rosa. And really happy to be here. And thank you for inviting me. It's very nice of you.
Affarijiet pjaċir tiegħi żgur. John, nifraħlek anka nikkumplimenta kall-istil bajt iż-żommek tal-biss partikolari u anka l-look partikolari. Naf li bħalissa qed nisimgħu wkoll il-vuċi tiegħek permezz tal-programm Woodenman's Jukebox li ħanitkellmu dwar u anke ħanispjegaw lill-semmijaw tal-ispettaturi tagħna kif jistgħu jsegwu dan il-programm. Nisimgħu wkoll il-vuċi tiegħek permezz tad-diska ta' xablott kull nhar ta' tlieta. Vera. U konna nsegwu ħafna fuq għandu wkoll fi programmi passati fi ftit tax-xhur li għaddew. I mean, id-dinja ta' teknoloġija llum 2012 hija d-dinja li faċilment tista' forsi tagħmel kuntatt ma' dak li jkun l-internet, il-mużika da kullimkien, radio stations hawn kemm trid. Ħafna
media explosion.
Ekku, 1970 Malta kellna rediffusion. Dak iż-żmien inti kont għadek fil-bidu tiegħek tistgħu ngħidu hekk. Kif tikkomparhom? Kif tħares lejn dawn it-tnejn?
We're talking late 60s, early 70s. In those days, if you even imagined that you're going to be a pop star, or you felt, or you said to someone, I'm going to be a pop star, li offrulek il-manikomju. It was No, it was some. What's wrong with you? You're an airhead. But now, which is nice, a lot of Maltese kids are really working at this trade because it is a trade. It's not a dream it's a trade. And nowadays artists can build their own fan base with hard work and touring and building a fan base that way, and they can move on.
Mill-istess ħin, fl-istess ħin, min kelli dak iż-żmien inti min xej irnexxielek.
I was a bit lucky.
Illum il-ġurnata għandna daw l-affarijiet kollha u qisna qed inħossu li bħala Maltin qed issib qed insibuha daqsxejn diffiċli biex xi darba jew oħra nibbrejkjaw nagħmlu dak is-suċċess. Taħseb li xi darba jew oħra għandna ċans fil-mużika pop qed ngħidu issa għaliex jekk insemmu lil Joseph Calleja fil-klassiku għamel suċċess soon. Ħan nitkellmu dwar John Persona ħansirna fuq aħjar ma' din mistoqsija vera xtaqt insaqsi għaliex naf li inti tista' tagħti wkoll diversi opinjonijiet
And I'd like to because
u pariri lill-artisti għax hawn ħafna Maltin artisti tajbin għandhom it-talent imma vera diffiċli llum biex tasal barra minn Malta u tagħmel dak il-break li nkunu nixtiequ.
The competition is fiercer, obviously, because in my time to record a song, you had to, it was something like a good record cost, can't afford to lose, cost about £6,000-7,000 in 1969. You're talking, you could buy a house then in the UK for £15,000-20,000. So you'll understand what it entailed to get even to a good, decent recording session. You needed session musicians, you needed name musicians, then you needed the big company to promote, to pay for all this, to put all this together. So nowadays we've got a different ball game. It's you've got a little mini studio at home. Every kid has that in the bedroom. You don't need big, massive equipment because it's all sound cards. And if all you need is a bit of knowledge, keyboard knowledge, and you can start mixing and starting off. So you can start being creative. Now, the problem is that there's so many demos on record company tables that the A&R man really can't cope. There are millions, millions. Every part of the world. Before it used to be a little niche from London. Now it's people from Eastern European countries, from Malaysia, from everybody's doing it through YouTube. Everybody gets up in the morning, sings in front of the camera. I mean, look at Bieber and how these things happen now. It's a different phenomenon. But what is important, I see a lot of kids like we've had here before me. They're making sense, and even their writing. Although I would prefer to see better lyrics. You know, not so direct lyrics. I love you and your cold hearts, and you know, you've got to move on from that. You've got to be deeper than that, and you have to say less and mean more. Not a lot of words that mean one thing. You know, you've got to leave space. More space and more to the imagination.
Biex nagħlqu dan iċ-chapter hawnhekk, parir li jkollok tagħti ġenerali lill-mużiċisti tal-lum.
To keep going where they're going, I've never seen the class that is coming out today, year 2011. I always thought, for one reason, and a lot of people will not agree with me here, but the truth is that as much as people in the rock scene and things like that, they hate Eurovision and they like to be so away from it. Really, this Eurovision started a little energy that made people think that they can do something out there, which is very good. It's very good. A lot of guys that think they're cool because they think they have a rock scene will say, oh no, Eurovision, that's an insult. What is an insult? It's still a showcase. It's a lot. You don't have to make these Eurovision songs. Malta could use their head. It's a little outlet, and we can do it in our own way. We can all use it as a showcase, not to win, just to show our good music. Just go there, present our music. We don't care if we win or lose, but people will notice. People will say, hang on a second, they're coming up with good bands. This is a good sound. This is a different sound. People will notice. Everybody knows good music. Good music happens on its own. It shines. And it's all a matter of attitude, and it's all a matter of direction. If people get the right direction, you can make use in music of a little niche, and you can make it big. Now, that's my opinion. You know, shoot me if you like, but that's, you know.
Mela, nistaw nabdaw naraw daqsxejn ritratti sabiex insuru nafu daqsxejn l-istorja tiegħek aktar mill-viċin. Issa wieħed u nħalli sabiex fidejk sabiex tibda tikkummenta li fil-qosor naf li n-nies fuq ir-radju mhux qed jarawhom, allura nħalli daqsxejn fidejk sabiex tiddiskrivi daqsxejn. L-ewwel ritratt.
It's like walking.
It's
like walking through a museum. I feel ancient. That's my first record. It's, as you can see, it's vinyl. It's a 45, what we used to call a 45. I mean, a lot of kids don't even know what that is. But there it is. It's the first plastic disc. And
dik kienet tinkludi diska waħda biss,
Yes. And that was Can't Afford to Lose.
Can't Afford to Lose li għandna ħafna dwar xiex nitkellmu dwarha, aktar tard ukoll ser nisimgħu naraw kant tagħha fi programm televiżiv grazzi għall-Angel House ukoll li tat il-permess dert fuq pjazza ċempiltilha l-bira tlabta permess qalt li go ahead u ħatu pjaċir ukoll segwiha. Dan ir-ritratt hawnhekk dak stil
ħafna xarilu
l-kemilu emmek dak 1970
that's right
1970
that's right emmek Sunny Monte
1971 Nancy 1971
that's Sunny Monte and that's in Soho Square. It brings a lot of memories.
1969 hawnhekk fil-fatt.
He passed on there. Sonny, oh, bless him. He was a lovely guy. He was a sense of humor. He had a sense of humor, and he really took the mick out of everything. That's Gugush. That was in Iran. Gugush is a major Iranian star. She's at the moment living in LA, and she's
kuntat magħha?
not much. No. She's obviously, that's like 40 years ago, and
1972.
and she's aged. But apparently, she still, people pay £300 and £400 per ticket to see her at the Albert Hall, and she tours in Paris, and for all the Iranians. She's like the Mary Spiteri of Malta.
Very good.
You know what I'm saying?
Dak iż-żmien immaġina kienet fil-aqwa żmien tagħha.
Popolarità.
Jiena rajt daqsxejn fuq l-internet, ġifieri wow, I mean li tkun mistieden fi programm ta' dik il-personalità hija xi ħaġa.
She was massive. Daka qabel Kumeni. Kif tlaqt minn hemm, jiena I was mesmerized. Dak iż-żmien kien hemm Gilbert Bacall, Johnny Holiday, kollem, the big European stars li kienu għadhom kbar. U ma' Almodunio, Patti Bravo, kolla gigjajt maħħom ġifiri, u Guguxi ġildet ma' Patti Bravo, ma' ċidarba najdulkom l-istoria. Imma basically, da kien pajis fej people were very rich. But in the street there's beggars, there's u dak kien iż-żmien meta Kumeni ġie minn Pariġi u however kif tlaqt minn hemm jiena ċum saru kollha mar il-freedom kollha kienu kollha stylish is-sinjuri libsin Franċiż, kollha bid-Dupont lighter, kollha dak l-istyle. U mbagħad spiċċaw kollha bil-hoods, ġew kollha il-Muslim look, il-Sharia law, u it was depressive. Ma jsaqx hemm iktar, imma it was an experience. It was another world.
Li ma tinsejaqat.
No.
Nistgħu naraw aktar ritratti.
Hemmhekk il-Ġapan.
1974.
Hemmhekk I was lucky because I did a gig in Budokan Hall. Budokan u dak kien ġimagħtej qabel ma Zanznuh, Frank Sinatra u Bob Dylan. It was their first kif toħroġ on the aisle tagħmel hekk u not a single reverb. It was the first. Yamaha built the whole, it was all done by Yamaha. It was the first acoustic, stuff. And you had to go on stage and go like that and feel the endless, non-existent reverb, which was, you could sing a cappella in such a dome.
L-lum xi kultant meta tmur f'post f'ħafna għajmina u Malta vera diffiċli biex jistina fit-tip ta' post, sfortunatament. Allura lek xi kultant ċerta live bands ma tantx jissugraw li jdoqqulek f'ċerta postijiet minħabba l-fatt li qed issemmi inti. Dak li qed naraw bħalissa sabiex immexxu daqsxejn ukoll ir-ritratti għaliex għandna ftit mhux ħażin ukoll.
Dik kienet
side A u side B. Għamiltom l ritratti
when I started writing. If you can see, the B side is She's a Girl. It was my first song on keyboard. And
Lace idea Love.
Love has quite a little bit of history. That was a song, a soul song, in fact, that was recorded with 25-piece orchestra. And I actually, when I recorded that, at the time Joe Grima was running the Broadcasting Authority, and he said, listen, we're going for Eurovision. I'd like you to put an entry. And I said, okay. And went to the studio in the UK and recorded it. And got home, had to be in Malta, say on a Monday. Got home, went into the shower. We had a reel-to-reel at the time. So I put the reel-to-reel on, went into the shower, and this reel-to, while I was in the shower, I was hearing, I got out, and I changed the speed, and it went, phoned the studio. The guys were out. So the guy at the reception, we didn't have mobile phones, nothing. He said to me, well, I think you've got to ring him at home, or anyway, I caught the guy at home, and he said, John, for Christ's sakes, what's wrong? I said, listen, mate, he said, all you have to do is change the speed. Come on, it's elementary. I said, I have. It was 7.5 or 3 3/4. Anyway, I did that, and I said, it's not happening. He said, hang on a second. He said, how did you get home? He said, by cab. I said, why are you being personal? What's wrong? He said, well, how did you get home? I said, by underground. He said, you tosser. I said, what? He said, you know, it's the magnetic stuff. It erases all the... I said, man, what can we do? Can you go back to the studio and... No, because they have a copy. So
okay,
to give me... He said, mate, it's Friday. You don't do this to me. I said, well, I've got to be in Monday in Malta with this. He said, look, what I'll do, I'll post it to you. He wouldn't do it anyway. So I had to go first thing Monday morning. Then I missed the flight, and I came late. And Joe Bremer said, well, we can't accept the entry. I said, but come on, mate. I mean, I had to come from London. Everybody here is... Anyway, it was a big thing. And we took it to court because Joe couldn't make a decision because the other people didn't want to have the song in, which was right, which was correct. So, in fact, there was a relative who was the judge, and I thought, oh, it's my lucky day. And the judge, I won't say who he was, he told Joe, look, you're the head of the BA. Why are you putting it on the court to decide this? It's your decision, and you have to decide. You have rules, and you have to abide. And Joe turned around and said to me, that's it, boy, you lost it. I said, fine, you know, what can we do? But the song did very well after that. There's a lot of people, you know, grandmas now, and that like that song.
Naraw dar ritratt tal-aħħar, u mbagħad immorru għal diska kantat li kantajt live ftit ta' snin ilu. Din hija interpreter tiegħek Japanese interpreter.
That's right.
Kienet taħodlok ħsieb ġifieri tinterpreta għalek dak kollu li jingħad u dak li inti.
That's right. It was all, you know,
tidru close hemm ma f'dak ir-ritratt ġo.
Wija għamilna ħbieb u.
Għax hekk jien ngħidlek il-verità. Tiġi morru għad-diska.
It's the 70s.
Isma' baqgħna 30 minutes oħra, baqgħna ftit pubbliċità, irridu nsemmu il-Woodenman's Jukebox.
Yes.
Dik hija l-iktar ħaġa importanti għaliex il-ħin limitat li għandna u hekk mhux biżejjed sabiex intom tinnutaw l-istil mużikali sabiħ u l-programm interessanti li joffrilna John Lucas Woodenman kull nhar ta' tnejn fuq One u kull nhar ta' ħadd
on Luca Radio UK, but you can tune in. It's lucaradio.co.uk, and you can just listen live from Malta. And what they're doing, Luca Radio is throwing out my previous podcasts, my early shows. And because I'm leaving my latest shows, we're on edition 64 on Monday in Malta, and tomorrow's Sunday, yeah? I think we're on edition 14 in the UK. So in the UK, we're behind Malta. Right. Malta gets my latest shows.
Proset, aħjar mela, aħna qabel. Tajjeb, importanti, jiena illum ma nistax norikom Facebook on air, però l-ġimgħa li ġejja ħankun qed norihom kif għandhom jidħlu fil-Woodenman's Jukebox. Hija faċli. Jekk tmorru fis-search bħalma tagħmlu search għal CLINT 1, tistgħu tagħmlu search għal Woodenman's Jukebox u tkunu tistgħu issegwu il-programm anke jekk ma tkomx il-ħin li forsi tisimgħu it-tnejn fl-10
it-tnejn fil-11 ta'
fil-11 ta' flaxija. It-tnejn fil-11 ta' flaxija Malta time.
That's right. On Sundays, 10 o'clock Malta time, from Luca Radio, L-O-O-K-E-R Radio, Luca Radio.co.uk, u Malta u il-One, ġifiri. Imma li hemm hekk morru fil-Woodenman's Jukebox hemm 2 pages. One page which is full of all the show's players. We're on 64 now, or 64 on Monday. So there's 63 on the page now, which you can listen to at your own time. And also, shops can click on Woodenman's Jukebox, and they can put their laptop on their speakers. And I don't talk much. I just talk to mention the titles of the tracks. And my music is all fresh to Maltese ear. It's all, I go back to vintage stuff which haven't been heard here. They're tracks that for some reason aren't played in Malta. And I choose those because what's the point of playing? I mean, I can't play mainstream. You're the king of that.
Jena mainstream hija l-ħajja tiegħek.
Yes, and
I
I wouldn't dare touch you there because, you know, your shows are amazing and you're always ahead of the time. Mine is more for musicians to open up, you know, because music is not just dance or two-beat or old rock, you know. There's a lot of other genres, and the new indie is fabulous. There's some amazing stuff, and it's good that bands listen to how these guys are producing their stuff, you know, because why everybody's like sounding the same? You know what I'm saying?
Ekku. John, ħammur għal diska Can't Afford to Lose, id-diska li hija l-qalb ħafna Maltina Orċin, u naf li ħajkun hemm nies li kantaw magħha. Verżjoni live, grazzi għal pjazza, nsegwu għawek waqt CLINT on One.
I can make you say the words I want you to say. I love you. I can make it right if you believe it's wrong for me to need you. I can turn back time to when you were not mine. Every day was so great and every night fell away from me. No, I can't afford to lose you after all this time. I can't afford a day when I don't see you shine. There's no reason I should live if I can have the love you can give. And I put you above me. Well, I can just forget that we had ever met and go on living. I can walk away that never meant very much to me. No, I can't afford to lose you after all this time. I can't afford a day when I don't see you shine. There's no reason I should live if I can have the love you can give. Love you, Malta. Thank you. Thank you.
on One.
Mela baqanna kważi 10 minuti fil-kumpanja ta' xurxin min jixtieq jistaqsi xi mistoqsija lil John Lucas Woodenman li qatt ma llum esklusivament għaliex John bħalissa qed jgħix fejn qed tgħix eżatt John.
Jiena l-Ingilterra. Kent u nkun Londra wkoll ġifieri.
Għal-Kwiet. Kif tgħaddiha?
Lemma immuvjajt hemmhekk after my heart attack. But you know, it was a slower pace. And now, because of cancer, I'm not gigging. I'm just recording. I'm mainly in the studios now. Live, I don't think I'm strong enough yet to do a full concert. My breathing, being with one lung now, has affected me quite a lot. And even here, if you see between phrases, there's a little, you know, when you're recording, at first I was very nervous about that because my breathing between verses and between lines had to go all, but the producers opened my eyes because they said, no, that's nice because it's sounding warmer, you know, the actual breathing, and it can be edited in a nice way. But when you're live, I haven't got the same energy. I mean, I'm still having the effect of chemo. Chemo does so much harm to the body, and I mean, mine was serious because it was a lung cancer, and the chemo really knocked me, you know, by 7, and it's now already 2.5 years, and I still get that, you know. And when I speak to my doctors, they say, oh, John, you know, you've been through heavy chemo. It comes back. And even Angelo Psaila, profs, I was talking to him the other day. He said, come on, John, chemo affects you much later. And it does.
John, la qed nitkellmu fuq dan is-suġġett. M'għandix dubju li hawn nies li forsi bħalissa jarawna forsi minn sptarijiet u minn postijiet li huma daqsxejn dajfa u għandhom problemi ta' saħħa. L-iktar ħaġa importanti fil-ħajja tagħna. Għalhekk staqsejtek l-ewwel mistoqsija l-iktar wara kif inti. Ikollok tagħti llum il-ġurnata Alla jbierek pożittiv naraw għadek għaddej ikollok tagħti messaġġ żgħir għaliex wasalna verament fit-tmiem. Jiena nixtieq nagħmel biex żgur noħorġu kollox għaliex inti bniedem li għandek snin twal ta' karriera mużikali u ħafna xi ngħidu dwarek, però naħseb jien biex jirnexxilna nagħmlu dan kollu irdu nagħmlu feature speċjali fil-programm u dawn wedulek li nagħmlu wkoll. Ma jkollok tagħti messaġġ lil dawk li għaddejjem minn problemi bħalissa ta' saħħa.
Jiena
inti li esperjenzajt
fl-esperjenza tiegħi kull ma għamilt I accepted it. Issa għaw min jgħidlek, allura kun pozitiv, it's not positive. Or when you come to that situation and people tell you you've got lung cancer, the first question is, all right, what's the next step? Meaning, am I going to die? And they can't answer that. So they say to you, well, the first step is to cut it out. And I said, will I survive? I don't know. We'll play it by ear. So then I went home, and my wife was, you know, I'll throw her a kiss from here, baby. She's in the UK watching. And basically, she was in tears, but she's a strong lady, and she sort of coped. But I said to her, we've had a good life, and maybe my time is up. And as sad as that may be, I just left it to somebody's hands. I mean, I'm not a religious person, but I believe in the God I love, and I just left it, and I just went with it, and I just did a lot of music, watched a lot of telly, and I just cruised with it till, thank God, I'm here. So there's nothing you can do but go with it. And one thing is sure in the life is death. And once you know that, then every day that you're not dead, you're happy.
Ekku, naqbel miegħek. John, ħanalqu dal-waqt. Imma nixtieq insaqsilek di. Li huwa l-isbaħ mument jew nkella xi mumenti li ma tinsaqat li kienu sbieħ li jagħmlu differenza fil-ħajja tiegħek. Naf li għandek ħafna, però inħalli fidejk sabiex tażilli wieħed jew tnejn li tixtieq taqsam mas-semmija u telespettaturi.
On hindsight, il-feeling li kelli meta għaluli li kont number 1 il-Middle East fis-70s, tinsis dak iż-żmien kien kollox bit-telegrammi ma sta tagħmel xejn.
Dak post xi post fuq Facebook u ħadd jkun.
Dak iż-żmien li kienet telegramma mill-Ingilterra mill-producer minn EMI li konna number 1 il-Middle East u things were happening. Li ħajkolli phone call mill-Ingilterra 3 ijiem wara u da kollu mbagħad li qalu li tħanna fiċ-charts l-Ingilterra. Daw kienu momenti sbieħ ħafna. Kellhom id-downs tagħhom għax ma wasalniex fejn ridna naslu, imma kienu very nice. On hindsight, mbagħad kelli ħafna highs and personal highs, my love life, I've lived quite a cool life, and I'm happy for it. I'm pleased with it.
Tajjeb, naraw daqsxejn messaġġi fuq Facebook. Għandna diversi li qed jgħidu wkoll qed isemmu lilek, però ħanħallihom għall-aħħar. Clyde qalinna CLINT l-ewwel proset tal-programm nixtieq niddedika diska l-arusa tiegħi Danika għax għadha nagħlqu 3 snin rajjes u nixtieq ngħidilha li nħobba ħafna doqli xi ħaġa ta' Rihanna. Thanks ħafna. Grazzi Clyde, awguri lilek u tfajla tiegħek Danika li għadha ser talqu 3 snin rajjes. Karl Farrugia proset tal-programm tista' tagħmel Hid the Lights ta' Selena Gomez, nikkuntentak il-ġimgħa li ġejja. Janika Buġeja nixtieq nibgħat happy birthday lil kuġin tiegħi Mattias li għadha ħajja 7 snin u li nħobbuh ħafna jibqa' serek għax tifel bil-aqal. Ġużet Kassar qaltilna ngħid proset lil Joseph, keep it up. Joseph kien il-kantant u mill-kantanti li kellna dal-għodu wkoll. Maria qaltilna l-War Nofser tajjeb proset tal-programm tista' doqli Broken Angel. Insomma kellna diversi messaġġi ma nistax illaħħaqhom kollha. Ħanaqra l-aħħar 2. Elizabeth Buzotti qaltilna proset John diska li qatt ma nixba nisma' fi fatħa terġa' tisma' ħadar waqt live issa wkoll meta kien jagħti kanta ma' Ivan Grek tal-Wintermoods bħal 10 ftit tal-ġranet ilu u x'hekk mhijiex ħafna sajf li għadda fil-fatt kienet konti għatem jiena. Daniel Genovese għallek dal-messaġġ John, you're an ambassador not only to young talented singers we have in our lovely island but you're even an ambassador to all those that are in pain in this moment.
Thank you very much.
Grazzi lil Daniel.
Extremely nice. Thank you.
L-aħħar ftit sekondi flimkien Woodenman's Jukebox tistgħu tidħlu fuq il-page tal-Facebook issibu hemmhekk jew inkella isseguna live kull nhar ta' tnejn
fil-11 ta' filgħaxija, nhar ta' tnejn fuq il-One Radio
90.7
u nhar ta' ħadd fl-10
tajjeb
ta' filgħaxija.
Jiena ħajkolli diversi links fuq il-Facebook page tiegħi sabiex intom
mill-link lukaradio.co.uk u tismawha mill-Ingilterra wkoll.
L-aħħar messaġġ minn naħa tiegħek sabiex nagħqu l-programm.
Inħobbkom ħafna, thanks li qed tibqgħu tiftakruni, thanks li żammejtu r-rekord tar-rekord tiegħi li issa għal 40 sena u għadu kulħadd ħafna nies jafuha. Qed nagħmel diski oħra u nixtieq nagħmel it-tieni record li huwa I sang for your grandmas, I sang for your mothers, and now I want to sing to the daughters, the new people, the new generation, the funky Maltese people.
Toġobni ħafna jiena żomni għannaqni love we share niftakru wkoll ħafna f'dawk iż-żminijiet.
93.
Però sar ikollna ċans li nerġgħu narawhom u nisimgħuhom anke fil-programmi li ġejjin. Dak tagħna Clinton One. Grazzi John tal-li kont magħna. Grazzi lill-agendabookshop.com.
Is this local caves?
Le.
Okay.
Grazzi ħafna lilkom kollha qed isseguna, grazzi John tal-li kont magħna. Il-ġimgħa li ġejja ser ikonna magħna lil Fawre jew nkella l-Kirkop ta' wara ser ikonna lil Mike Spiteri u Paul Giordamajna. Nagħlqu b'din id-diska ta' John Lucas Woodenman kif ukoll il-Ivan Grek tal-Wintermoods, Melvin minn Wintermoods f'ħalaxa is-sajf li għadda. Segwu u apprezzaw il-mużika live. Nitaqgħu nhar is-Sibt li ġej.
With my heart, are you ready for this? Ladies and gentlemen, the band! John Lucas, woodenman!
John Lucas Woodenman. I want to see you with me, all right? Love you. Thank you.
Thank you, John. God bless.
Thank you.
One of a kind.
CLINT on One.
In collaboration with
iCenter, Barcelona Lounge, Hamilton Travel, Eyes Right Opticians, Pintonino, Mr. Clean, ReflexMalta.com, Havana, AgendaMolta.com, FutureTech, Allen and Heath, Function One, Zuleika Fashion, Ferretti Restaurant, Krista Juice Photography, Sapori Cafe, Mirabella Makeup,